Hey everybody, so today I'm going to review the Myofascial Releaser, right? This one. And in my previous video about the stick-on, these two, I said that I like this one the best. In terms of myofascial tools, I really appreciate this one. And I use this the most, and I've been using this for about almost 2 years or something like that. All right, so I'm just going to put this away. And this one I've had for roughly the same amount of time, and actually I bought this one first. And once again, I bought this Myofascial Releaser off of Amazon, and I'll show it to you. So this is what I would call like a proper IASTM tool with, and if people didn't want to buy like the expensive Graston kit, then they would start looking at this sort of brand to get. And it comes in a nice case, right? It comes in a nice case. They also send it with this myofascial like cream gel. And here's the actual tool itself, right? But just a quick word about this emollient for IAFM. It's actually really good. And you can see I've used it or whatnot. This stuff is great. And I use it for any of my myofascial work with tools. But anyhow, it's really good stuff. And I enjoy it. Enjoy using it. And a little bit goes a long way. This here is the tool. This is the one that I bought. And there's a number of different ones that are made by this company. They have smaller ones and shorter ones. And I bought this one because, because I work on a lot of runners. And I work on a lot of people who tend to have lymphedema in their legs. And so I bought this to help work on quads, all parts of their legs, calves, quads, ankles. I bought this for that, solely, purposefully for that, because I thought it'd be big enough where I can have good control over it, and it works perfectly fine for that. Only problem is that this thing is a little difficult. I won't say difficult. It's just uncomfortable to hold. It's uncomfortable to hold for longer periods of time, and because it's heavy. It's heavy, and sometimes, like, it's not the easiest thing to hold. It's not the easiest tool to hold and work on someone's leg appropriately, because if you wanted to hold it like this, your knuckles and your hands sort of get in the way. Then you get into holding it like this, right? And you're actually putting this sort of pressure on your thumbs and your fingers, and after a few strokes and times and adding some pressure onto like the limbs, it becomes hard, right? So what I found with this tool is that I just kept constantly changing hand positions and trying to get the hand position correct, and it always kept sliding. Like I just kept slipping and sliding all over the place with this. And really that's why I don't like this tool, just because it's uncomfortable to hold. The tool itself is beautiful, and it's like a stainless steel. It's shiny. It's got all the right little, bally knobs here, smoothness and all of the curves and different ways of holding it. But the unfortunate thing is that it's not made to be able to hold for more than probably like 2 minutes at a time, right? Or maybe, and you're constantly looking for a different way to hold this or get a good grip on it. And I think I just prefer a smaller tool like this one, the stick-on, to hold, because it fits in my hand and I can, kind of get in there and do all sorts of things and do all sorts of techniques and do all sorts of stripping and all sorts of things. And I don't get tired of holding this. I can do my techniques. I can put it down. I can go into, forearm or elbow kneading or gliding, stripping, however, whatever it needs to be done. But this is just much easier and it's lighter to hold, whereas this one is sort of cumbersome. And that's the whole reason why I don't like it. What would make this better? I think they have a longer one that's probably about this big, but one is very expensive, and this thing is really expensive too. This thing was not cheap. I don't even know how much this thing was, but I'll put a link in a description in it, and you can see how much it was. Whereas this one was probably like about $15-20, somewhere in there. And like I said, I just absolutely have a great time using this. But I think even though this one has very good following and backing and reviews, and I think a lot of people probably appreciate using this one just because they haven't used anything else, because once you spend your money on this, you don't want to spend more money and buy a different tool. And so they sort of adapted or adjusted to it. I just personally couldn't take it after a few uses, and I always thought that I'd come back and use it again, or find a way to integrate it into my practice or sessions. And sometimes I do turn to this, and I turn to this in cases of if I have someone large on my table and I need to use this, then I'll use this, right? But I won't use it for any long duration of time. I'll only use it for a few minutes at a time, and then that's about it. And it's kind of a waste. I didn't mean to be so harsh about this thing, but it's, it is what it is. And it's just a personal preference, and it's what you like. And if you like something that's hefty, if you like a beautiful thing, if you can see yourself using this type of tool and don't have any problems with holding this tool or whatnot, then this is a great tool for you. If it just so happens that it's not a good tool for me and in my practice. Thank you.